Hey, it's just Barret and Red down here in the Mithril Mines. Thanks for joining us. Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth. We're playing it. Deep in the Mithril Mines now. We had a surprisingly good time last time, given that it was kind of just dicking around in a cave level. But, I don't know. I had a good time. So, last time we explored the Mithril Mines. Barret and Red split off to investigate some of those black-caped people we see wandering around all over the place, because a couple of them fell down the mines. So it was Cloud and the ladies adventuring for a bit, and they had an altercation with old nemesis the Turks. Shinra's kinda... I don't know what they're not like spec ops, because they're not that military. They're like problem solver, cleaner guys? I don't know. I don't exactly know how to quantify what the Turks are. I think their official status is like the intelligence division, something like that. But they're okay. I guess in that light, they're basically CIA spooks, but for Shinra, Anyway, it was old friend Rude. And not Reno, who is currently on sick leave, vacation, whatever. It was the new recruit, Elena, who turned out to be a total badass, leading to a very intense fight, which was interrupted by also Tsung showing up, leader of the Turks. And in all that hubbub, a grenade was tossed and our team was split up again as Barret and Red plummeted to this hole. That's right, we actually linked up again, but then... we got split up a second time with this bomb going off. Kind of a weird story point in hindsight that, our heroes were split up for a bit, so you could have just had a kind of like a fade to black and what are they doing, and then seeing what these two guys were doing. But instead, we had them join up again only to get re-split up in exactly the same configuration as the first time. Ah well. So, now we gotta try and link up with the others. Which means we get to play as... Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, wow. That's new. We had some, barrel shooting mechanics in, or crate shooting mechanics in Remake, but I feel like the kind of dynamic, zoom in and camera immediately switching to other targets thing is new and looked really good. Anyway, I'm seeing some... Oh. Gotta destroy everything. I can't help myself. Seems some... strange little blob boys over here. Everything good, my fellas? Oh, I don't have the assess material on me, so we're not going to be able to assess these guys. I mean, why would I assume that these friendly little blobs are dangerous? Oh god, they're flans! Which I guess these weren't in Remake. Now that I think about it, are there any flans in anywhere in the PlayStation Final Fantasy? I don't remember. Man, oh my god, this new song, by the way, wow. This new action, even more action-y than the first time. Oh wow, yeah, Blizzara was not nearly as bad as I thought. Whoa, okay, that was a weird little freeze-up. So flans are a very classic, very classic Final Fantasy enemy. They're like these little blob creatures. Their gimmick tends to be that their physical defense is massive, and that appears to be the case here as well. Our bullets are not doing much. But they tend to be weak against a certain element, and since this guy casted Blizzard, I'm guessing he's not gonna like a little bit of fire! Hell yeah! Found the weakness, so yeah. Not very difficult at all. Well, let's switch up to red. But let's we gotta do this though, because this bonus round ability. Man, this is amazing. This is even better than the music when we were playing as Cloud and Ladies in this area. Oh boy, here comes that blizzard spell. Can we interrupt it? Yeah, we can. Ooh, that's rude, interrupting a spell like that, but what you gonna do? Good stuff. So, I've been mulling about it now for, a week or so, so let's talk about why I thought that Turks boss fight was so rad, because I've enjoyed it, probably, it might be my favorite boss fight so far. We haven't had a ton of boss fights, obviously, but, I just thought it was really, really cool, and it just, you know, really, really fit the story and everything, and just the vibes were awesome. So yeah, obviously, first of all, as I mentioned, it's a nice throwback to the PlayStation game, because you encounter the Turks in these caves in the PlayStation original. And, you know, you don't have a fight.
So how are we getting out of here?
That might be an option.
Okay, that sure looks like a climbing puzzle. You got that right, Red. Oh boy. Can we go swimming in this giant lake by any chance? Oh, it's not even much of a lake. It's pretty... Okay, never mind. There is a part to swim in. Ooh, man, that's dark, by the way. Hold on. I have to close my shades, actually, so I can see better in here. Yeah, let's... I guess we'll explore this side of the cavern real quick with these flans over here, and then we'll head for that giant root over there. I guess. Just some quick explorations. So yeah, okay, it was a neat throwback and very cool to, like, have an actual, like, little fight there. Even though, once again, I gotta say, there's perks to the PlayStation original. It's kind of cool to just have a standoff where we don't fight, where we just, like, kind of, like, have a tense, like, encounter with the Turks. That's kind of neat, too. But I can't deny that this was really, really neat doing this. The other thing was, again, that I just kept hyping up was so cool how Elena was so cool. Like, they really, really, like, the hype machine was really big for her. Like, it's kind of very neat that she was such a badass. You know, because, again, yeah, she is a little bit of a joke in the PlayStation game. I feel like because she's the junior member of the Turks, so she kind of plays like a little bit of a second fiddle to the other guys, and she just kind of comes off as like a little bit of like a, you know, goof. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like she's like, you know, she doesn't come off as you know, like badass as her like compatriots, you know, Rude and Reno. By the way, does this work for overcharge too, any chance, by the bonus round bullets? I don't know. Not really helping, though, with the... Another materia leveled up. Interesting. Oh yeah, we got the enemy skill going here. Alright, alright. Ooh! Okay, cool. Got some numinous ashes from them. Very good. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't think Elena's the most like biggest like. She doesn't have a huge glow up in the you know, PlayStation game, and not to mention, as I mentioned, it takes really long until you even have a fight with her. Like, you know, spoilers for the PlayStation game. I admit, apologies, but it is like late game, end game, when you finally, like, she actually gets fought, you know? So this was very cool, very early intro to her, and her having being so, you know, competent and badass was neat. In particular, like I said, I really loved... She could have been the, like, kind of agility finesse character to be a counter to Rude, but instead being just a partner in being super hard-hitting fisticuffs. I just, like, really love that. Just, it's so fun that, like she gets to subvert expectations and kind of be like a little bash buddy with Rude. That's really neat. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, so really good like Elena hype there. But overall, the tone of that encounter was really good and helped to, you know... Hold on, just get this. This is an MP up materia with 1 star to go. Alright. Yeah, why not? I don't know what to put in these damn slots. Hold on, what about that prayer materia? He does have pray. Okay, it's up to modest now, so that's good. So he's like a secondary healer, even though he doesn't have the heal thing equipped. Very cool, very cool. Right. Let's put that... I guess I'll just put the MP up there. Can't think of anything else to do at the moment. Why not? By the way, what was the new... Like, we got bonus round for Barret. What is this Crescent Claw again? Deplete the gauge while in vengeance mode. Okay, so it's just a big old, like, it's like a close the gap move, but it also, like, it has extra damage in vengeance mode. Alright. Gotta remember to use that too, you know? Very good. Yeah, the energy of, like, that fight was, to me, it was just really cool. And I love how the Turks in general are being gassed up here. Like, they're actually doing, you know, the writers of the remake are doing exactly the thing I hoped for with the Turks, which is setting them up as, like, how should I put it? Like, equal rivals to Cloud's gang, if that makes sense. And this goes back to my complaints with Advent Children. Did I ever complain about Advent Children during the remake playthrough? Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the CGI movie that they made as a sequel to FF7. I can't speak about it too much at length since it's set after, and I'd be spoiling stuff. But in case I didn't complain about it, like let me do that real quick here. And when I say complain, I think it's an alright movie. It's got ow! Jesus. Okay. Come on then. All these sturdy enemies. Oh, God, you staggered. Neat. Damn. Oh my God, we're eating through it now. Good stuff. Okay, Barret, why don't you give him a fiery impulse, and Red will do that Crescent Claw. Yeah, I don't think that damage was very impressive without the Vengeance mode. I think we really gotta, like, have that ready to go. Oh, although was the Flan staggered when I used it? Maybe that's the problem. Flan wasn't staggered yet. Okay. Ah well. Yeah, like, okay, so Advent Children, it's an alright movie. It's got cool, like, action scenes. Like, it's an okay sequel. One of the big problems, I think, is that the Turks are really sold as kind of jokes. Like, they're not a threat, and they're not super, like, they just eat shit against both Cloud's team and the bad guys in it, Reno and Rude. They only have a couple of scenes where they, you know, even get to, like, act really, like, you know, competent and pull off some, like, cool badass stuff. Partially, it's of course because in the narrative of Advent Children, it's past the events of FF7. Cloud and his gang are now the heroes. They are now, you know, mega heroes, and they are, like, a cut above. So, like, yeah, the Turks have been left behind if you want to talk about power levels. I still think, like, you know, I'm a little bit annoyed by, like, how, like, second fiddle they play, you know? Because they're featured very prominently, Rude and Reno. Like the movie makers knew that these are, like, fan-favorite characters, and then they really shortchanged them. Like, so it's, like, weird choices all around. And like I said, like, to me, the Turks are supposed to kind of be like the rival team, and they're an equal threat to Cloud, at least in the original PlayStation game, you know? Ooh, that was stagger, and it still wasn't super impressive. Okay. Oh well. Nice with that interrupt. Oh, my vengeance mode is out? When did that happen? Okay. Oh well. How am I out of vengeance mode? Why am I not building? Right, but I haven't been. It only comes out when you do a block. Damn, I forgot. Right, my bad. Can you tell that I'm having the most trouble with Red because I haven't, like, he wasn't in FF7 Remake, so, like, I'm really having trouble remembering, like, his intricacies. Yeah. Oh well, I'll get to it at some point. Yeah, like, in my mind, like, the Turks are meant to be, like, an equal threat, you know, to the heroes of this game. Like they're supposed to be kind of rivals in some sense, you know? That's what it feels like in the FF7 PlayStation game, and I thought that Advent Children really dropped the ball on that, and I'm being, you know, and I'm being a fanboy of the Turks, so I'm obviously just being a little sour grapes, I'm sure, on some level. I feel like this fight just now really just sold what Remake was already doing in, like, kind of setting them up as equal threats. And, like, you know... And, like, just, like, really carried that further. Like, first of all, it had a bit of a casual tone to it, that boss fight, right? Like it wasn't, like, hyped up as this massive encounter. It was just us bumping into each other and, like, having a fight here in the mines. Which, you know, like, the energy was, like, this is what the Turks and Avalanche do when they run into each other, is we have one of these fights. And, you know, like... you know, like, and it's a bit of, like, an even affair. And speaking of that, both gameplay-wise and, like, cutscene stuff... I thought that, you know, the Turks were really sold as a competent threat who were, you know, able to put up an equal threat to us. And also, like, you know, the energy was that we could also, like, put them on the ropes and, like, fight them equally. Like, it came off as two equal sides squaring off. Oh, blow up this rock? Okay, I'll do it. Oh, we gotta do it to progress, yeah. You know? That's the constant energy that I had there. Like, they've got to be really cool, but we also got to pull off cool shit against them, both with our synergy moves in combat and just in the cutscenes, and you know, and it's like that's the perfect vibe. That's exactly what I wanted out of these characters. So you know, I'm in mega fanboy mode at the moment, and you know. That's just how it's gonna be. We'll see if, like, this streak continues and I'm still gonna be like, man, they are doing the Turks a real solid in this remake. I hope that's the case. I hope I can stay happy, you know? And, of course, I need to, of course, admit, the Turks are bad guys, and, like, they do some pretty heinous shit that we already saw in Remake when they were involved in the collapse of Sector 7. And, you know, I think they tried to soften it up a little bit in Remake by having, you know, Rude and Reno be really pensive about what the hell are we doing. But I think it's still undeniable that they are bad guys, and we really should be rooting for them to lose, ultimately. So I admit that I am kind of doing that thing where you're like, yeah, they're a bad guy, but they're so cool, and I don't think I can really unwrap that bag of worms. That's a simile that works. Yep. Right here, right now. I don't think I have the strength in me to, like, really dive into this topic. So I'm just gonna have to admit the, like, cognitive dissonance that is inherent in me just being like, man, these guys are cool. I love these bad guys being so bad, you know? I'll just say that I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. There's something appealing about having bad guys who are evil, but, like, there's just still something about, like, man, I love seeing these bad guys being so awful. I don't know. I don't want to say that, like, that is some kind of, like, just inherently bad writing. I really don't. I actually meant to, whoopsie daisy, I meant to use my steel skin. I picked the wrong move. Oh well. Gave that dragon what for. Woo, look at that timing! Nice! Oh, shit, the mad dash. God damn, how did I do such a perfect block there? Oh, man. I'm never gonna pull that off again that perfectly, am I? Ah, well. Hell yeah. So, yeah, I'm not gonna go too much into that, like, you know. I'll just say, if you think, like, the Turks are assholes and you should not be celebrating them, that's super valid. I'm not gonna fight you on that. I'm just gonna be like, I think they're cool bad guys, so I'm gonna be... Also, if someone wants to read into me being like, you know, me like, really gushing over Elena's portrayal here, you know, and point out to the fact that, she is, you know, A, physically powerful woman, and B, a woman in a really smart suit, which might be character traits that do appeal to me on some level. You're welcome to also make that connection, sure. In case you want to read into some biases in what might appeal to me in a villainous lady character, sure. Sure, you can do that too. I won't fight that one either. I'm still really super happy though. That I think she's super neat. The little we've seen so far here, you know. I look forward to more scenes with her coming up, you know. But while we're on the topic of the Turks, why don't I do some voice actor... What the heck was... Sorry. What is this visual effect right now? What? Ow. Alrighty. I don't know what that was. So what I was saying a moment ago, why don't I do some voice actor trivia for the Turks? I don't think I ever talked about them very much in the previous game, in Remake. Except, of course, Reno's Japanese voice actor was the late Keiji Fujiwara. Reno was one of his, like, last performances. We played that one set of episodes we played in Japanese because I wanted to hear the Japanese track, including Mr. Fujiwara's final work, you know? But I think apart from that, I never really talked too much about the English voices, so let's do a quick rundown here. So let's start with Rude, our big man Rude, big favorite, voiced by a guy called William C. Stevens. He has a few voice acting roles under his belt, but not a ton, I felt like. I feel like, oh god, okay, hold on. Dude, those pain effects from, those pain sounds from Barret, speaking of voice acting, that was really funny. There we go. Let's see what this damage does now when it's not a flam. Alright, that's pretty good damage. Yeah, I guess the Crescent Claw's fine. Yup. Yeah, so William C. Stevens, like, he doesn't have a huge cast list yet of, like, roles, but, you know, the prominent one I spotted is he has been the voice of Jax in Mortal Kombat in quite a few installments now, in 11 and 1. So, you know, I think that's the one that sticks out as prominent. What I think is interesting is that I almost feel like he got cast as Rude because he is the spitting image of Rude in this game. Like, it is really uncanny. Like, Square Enix could give him the sunglasses and a suit, and he could basically show up as Rude at, like, a promo event, just dressed up as the character. It's really funny. I really like it. A more prolific guy is Tsung's voice actor, Vic Chow, who I've seen in a live-action role, interestingly. I just don't remember it super well because for obvious reasons. In one of the Asylum's classics, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, he was the scientist guy helping out... Ooh, it was like a pop singer from the 90s who was like the main character. I forget which, like, 90s pop singer was the main character in Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. Embarrassed to admit that, but anyway, he was like the scientist guy helping out solve how to defeat Mega Shark and Giant Octopus. Yeah, you know, a titan of the cinematic scene, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. Yes, I've seen it for the memes. It's not a very good movie, you might be surprised to know, and not even like a man, this is like hilarious how bad this is. I don't think, I wouldn't recommend you like go out to watch that movie. It's yeah, nah. But I guess if you want to see Vic Chow in a live action role, sure, consider that. But in voice acting roles, he's also in Mortal Kombat. He is Kenshi and Goro in the recent Mortal Kombat entries. Interesting two choices, yeah, you know. He's relevant to the channel a little bit. In the Trails series, he is in the current entries the voice of Zin, who is in our party right now in the Trails in the Sky second chapter episodes. Now, in those early Trails in the Sky games, Patrick Seitz does the voice of Zin, but in recent entries, it's Mr. Chow. No, it's terrain action, there we go. Yeah, this wasn't a very difficult puzzle, but so it goes. Ooh, we're almost out of here, maybe? I don't know, it's hard to tell. I think that marker keeps changing. So that's cool, you know, like a little bit of a connection to what's going on right now. And, well, also connection to something, you know, we've played some Yakuza games on this channel, and Yakuza 0 is getting a re-release on the Switch, and it's getting an English dub, hilariously enough. And apparently this character also shows up somehow in Pirate Yakuza. I don't understand how, because if you watched Yakuza 0, this character very, very much died. But Nishitani, the kind of early proto-Majima that acted as a inspiration for Majima. Vic Chow is going to be the English voice of Nishitani in Yakuza 0. And he was the voice of Nishitani who somehow appeared, I'm gonna assume, in a flashback in Pirate Yakuza. So that's really cool. So yeah, he's got quite a few more roles going, you know. And look forward to hearing him more. I think he's like a guy who's getting a lot of work right now. Hey, nice. An antidote and a potion? Not bad. But the interesting one I saved for last here, because it's kind of an interesting career path, is the voice of our new Turk, Elena. Oh, by the way, I didn't look up Reno right now because, you know, I'll save it for when we bump into him. If we bump into him. If we bump into him, you guys. But yeah, Elena. Let's talk about Elena. Elena is voiced by a actress named Piper Reese. Yeah, look at those double blocks. Loved it. A steel skin I want to do. Come on, then. Damn! I'm feeling it. God damn! Sorry, I'm getting a little hyped here for my own awesomeness. I should be doing this with Red, actually, because... But Red's the one who's all about blocking. There we go. Destroyed that guy. So yeah, Piper Reese. She actually started working really, really young. At the age of 7, she was doing a podcast, which I didn't look into how ethical that was, because some of those, like, you know, some of those, like, let's put our kid in front of a camera things on YouTube are really skeevy. So I don't know. This might also be, I'll fully admit. But yeah, she, like, was podcasting already at age 7. At age 12, she became a child actor. She was on a Nickelodeon show called Dead Time Stories, which does not sound like an appropriate show for a 12-year-old to be in. But, I'm gonna guess it's some kind of, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of thing, which, you know, was also kind of spooky back in the day. You know, I was less than 12 watching that, and that wasn't super appropriate, so whatever, you know? Yeah. But so yeah, like, she, like, actually, like, was not, like, a voice actor, really. She was barely an actor. She was, like, a child influencer for, like, very many years, and it's like, now, all of a sudden... Ooh, I see Cloud and the gang. Hold on, I'll just finish this thought. Now, this is, like, her break as a voice actor. As an adult now, she's no longer... She's, I think, 24, 25 years old, was according to her Wikipedia profile. She just got a voice acting role as Elena all of a sudden. And she's seemed to be pretty good in that role. I was pretty delighted. So, I'm just glad that she didn't, like, have the child media personality cliche fate of just being a real washout, strung out, kind of like having a real bad road going down. Like, well, I'm hoping she doesn't even still, that doesn't still happen, but by all accounts, she's doing fine, and I hope she gets more work as a voice actor. That's a pretty good transition from what she was doing as a kid, I think. Again, I think Elena was a pretty good role work from her. Well, the little bit we've heard from her, so, you know, hope she can keep doing that.
Look who it is.
Hey guys! Over here!
Y'all taking a breather, or what?
A little excitement
The
there.
bridge is out!
Do you think you can give us a hand?
Let me see.
Nope. Barrett's brain is turning like that gear right there. Mm.
For $2,000.
No.
Hilarious.
Hoisted by your own petard, Cloud. Whoa, brutal. Yeah, I love that little moment of just looking like,
Oh yeah, I get it. This here's one of them AAA puzzles. I can solve this.
We solve everything by shooting at it.
Ladder isn't deployed? Well, let me shoot at the problem. There we go.
That's so stupid. Ah, well.